welcome to the artwork of CP, everyone. If I sound a little, how do I put this? I won't say depressed because I'm not depressed, but a little mad at Uber Conference. I just found out that Uber Conference likes breakfast, and it particularly likes breakfast when it comes to my podcast, me eating my podcast. So yes, eating. I said eating my podcast. So our system technology is eating the hard work that Danielle and I put in. And that being said, how we're going to fix this problem is we're just going to do everything via Zoom, via Zoom, via my laptop, via Zoom. So, yep, that's how we're going to fix the pop taunt of the podcast and Uber Comments deciding to have that pop taunt for breakfast. Yep, if you guys grew up in the 90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so, that being said, Danielle and I have decided to talk about what we're doing for fall and how we're still going to be dealing with the world situation because I don't think the world situation is going away anytime soon. Thank you very much. So I'm going to let Danielle take it away, and I'm going to chime in when she needs me.
On Thursday night was the premiere of the Challenge Aspen Play Camp. I didn't realize that it was part one. They couldn't get every plays in 1 hour show. So I had to ask if Jeff and I are going to host for part two. They said yes, if we are up for it. We are up for it, and we are making me hosting videos.
Oh, great. Oh, great. So great. So, and by the way, you guys, as I said a couple episodes ago, Challenge Aspen is one of those non-profits out here that is really, really struggling. So if you guys want to help us out, that would be great. And I say us because um, Danielle and I are founding ambassadors of it. And so, yeah. Yeah, and so Talent Aspen is really, really struggling. And it's like, ugh, ugh. If I have to deal with another struggling nonprofit, I'm like, enough, you guys. Enough. We know what we know what this um summer has brought us. Last spring has brought us. I mean, I don't see I don't know if I am going to get out of this house anytime soon. I to go live a normal life. A normal life. When I say a normal life, I mean um going out to the movies. I mean going out to doctor's appointments without a mask. I mean just functioning with a disability in a normal society. And I don't want you to feel bad for me. I still have school to work on, which that's the other reason why I'm saying ugh is because um school and school is just getting tougher. Thank God I'm done with my math class today. that will as you guys hear this episode tomorrow, my math class will be over, and yeah, so that's gonna be relief, and then I go back to English classes, which English classes I can do in my sleep. But I am one thing I'm not doing is I'm not going skiing. I mean, I'll go back to PT when the virus is over. I mean, right now I'm taking a total year off because I don't know where other people have been. I don't know where I am trying to protect my own body. So other than school and other than podcasting, that's the only thing that's going to keep me occupied and keep me going because I literally don't have a social life. I mean, I used to, and that's great, but not anymore, not anymore. And a lot of people don't have a social life now because it's too difficult to go out. It's just way too difficult, and so with school and with this podcast, that's going to keep me going. And so, yep. And so, if you want a social life, be my guest. But if you want to protect yourself, also be my guest. And probably at this point, protecting yourself would probably be the best thing for anyone with a disability. But if you want to go out and not wear mask, that's your choice. My choice is to wear mask when I go out. And yeah, but don't be trying to me on, I've seen that twice now. Don't be trying to me on Facebook video about how you can't celebrate with your friends. Do not start that because that really, really ticks this journalist off. And do not, do not mention the word that begins with R and that's used a lot against the disabled. And someone wanted to use that. They wanted to ask me a question about the word that begins with R, and I'm not going to mention it on the podcast. Yesterday morning at 7 a.m., they wanted to um, say that to me. And I said, oh, don't you dare. I said, oh, don't you dare. And this was in front of millions of people on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And as a dear friend of mine used to say to me, yeah, that did not start my morning off well, getting called the all what, and then and and the interviewer goes, luckily another um interviewer came in and took over just for a little bit, but and I liked him. We actually had a very civil conversation about politics, and we didn't get into the details of politics. He just asked me, from a journalism standpoint, would you do marching, and would you meet in front of Congress if you had to? And I said yes. But then when it came to the all word that's used a lot against the disabled, and I'm just going to put it out there. This person tried to, with me, tried to say, people with disabilities retarded. I didn't even, and that's a bad word. Bad word, retarded. And I didn't even let him go there. I said, don't you dare say that word, because, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm like, don't you dare. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I am doing a professional interview out of um, Africa, Nigeria, and and because I'm realizing that people have no respect for people with disabilities. I'm realizing that it drives me crazy, and it literally drives me bats, because at and I'm surprised my mom didn't hear that one, but she didn't, and it literally drives me bats how um people in different countries perceive us, and I say us because I'm talking about all people with disabilities, and it's I will never ever call someone the L one, mention the L one. I'm just using it today as a point of example, but never ever start with the L one at 7 o'clock in the morning. That just really kicks my day off to a great start. Yeah, right. And yeah, right. And so we will see what happens. I and the interviewer wasn't very prepared. He had his coach there with him, and he wanted to learn about cerebral palsy, but and so did the other interviewer too. But the other interviewer didn't did not say anything about me being the old one. He We just had a civil conversation about politics. And I know that some people avoid politics, and some people avoid religious aspects on the podcast. Religious aspects, I don't mind because I am religious. And so if you want to get um, into a civil discussion with me about religion, and um, if you want to get into a civil discussion with me about religion and my religious views, by all means do. If you want to get into civil, I said civil, emphasize the word civil conversation about politics, by all means do. But don't put the biases on the disabled. Please don't put the 1960s biases on the disabled. We're sitting here in 2020 still without the Americans with Disabilities Act implemented, and we're struggling just as much as you guys are. And without school, and without this podcast, and without a couple other projects I'm working on, yeah, I would pretty much be on ground. And you guys are going to get a major update next week from me, from Camp Win, and you guys are going to be a little bit shocked. So yeah, so and Danielle doesn't even know what it is yet. No. But yeah, Danielle's gonna be Danielle is going to be shocked as well. And so that yeah, we're working on one project that we can't talk about yet because of I don't know, like, well, we'll just see see how this project plays out, and I'll give you guys the update next week. But all in all, I'm doing well, and I'm just plugging along. And as I said, we'll talk about the update next week. But you guys, those of you who've on asked when, and trust me, the podcast going anywhere is not happening. It's still gonna be the same podcast. It's just gonna get better and stronger because of this project I am working on. And it's going to be better and stronger, and journalism is going to be my full-time job with a little bit of digital marketing slash multi-level marketing on the side. And so um I I just want to support you guys the best I can. But when Uber Conference eats the thing, I can't. So we're going to be switching over to Zoom in October. So don't be surprised if down the road starts emailing you Zoom links instead of Uber Conference links. And that's how we're going to do it. Because you can't, we call it on Google Meets, and I think Zoom has stepped up to the plate during this pandemic to do all they can to help. And so that's how we're going to do it. So, Danielle, do you want to say anything else? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. What she said. Thank you for following us, guys, and we will be back next week with a life update, which you guys are gonna be surprised by. I always like to throw a surprise to you guys and say, "Here, catch!" And yeah, well, by the time we record on Saturday, I should have more information, and I have a plan, but hopefully plan A will work out, and I have plan B. I just need to come up with plan C, but I'm hoping plan A will work out. And with my attitude, it will. It will. And just know I'm safe and happy, and I'm leave me alone in education. God, you leave me alone in journalism, you find a happier journalism student than a happier teacher. So yeah, and that said, to all the teachers out there, I applaud you. To all the admins out there of school land, I applaud you guys because it's gonna be an interesting school year, and it's obviously shaping up to be a interesting school year, and we're not halfway through. It's only at the beginning, but you will find me in my office and typing away in journalism land and trying to live the highest life possible with cerebral palsy. And thank you for following us. And go have a wonderful Sunday, you guys. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.